What is fixture and yield? Fixtures are functions which gets executed before each test function to which it is applied. Fixtures are used to feed some data to the tests such as database connections, URLs to test and some sort of input data. Therefore, instead of running the same code for every test, we can attach fixture function to the test and it will run and return the data to the test before executing each test. So, let us understand it with an example. Let us say we have 10 test cases and before starting each test case, we need to connect to the database, and after execution of the test cases, we need to close the database connection. Or let us say if you are executing UI test and before each test, we need to open a browser, and after the test execution, we need to close the browser. So, in this case, you should not write same repetitive code for connecting to database and closing the database connection. We should write it inside a fixture and same should get executed for each test. Then what is yield? Any tear down code for a fixture is placed after the yield statement. Basically, yield fixtures is used to perform setup and tear down operations. Yield fixtures use the yield keyword to define the setup and tear down operations. So, I will show you an example, then you will able to understand what exactly the fixture is, what exactly the yield is and how both of them are used. Okay. So, let us see the example. So, here I have written one fixture and we have some test cases like test first, test second and test third. Okay. And here what we are doing? Here we are running, means here we have given some print statement. So, here the first test case is getting executed, here second test case is getting executed, here third test case is getting executed. But what we want is before each test we want the database connection. So, before each test this database connection should happen and after the test executed the database connection should be closed. So, for now let me just comment out this part, okay, and let us execute. So, here you see the test cases are passed, okay, but before each test we have this established DB connection that is happening, right. Here you see this is happened, then test case passed, this happened, then test case passed, but this one did not execute. Anyway, we have commented it, right. Then how we can close the database connection after each test case execution? So, for that you have to use this yield statement. Okay. So, if you use yield, after that whatever you will write or whatever code you will write, that will get performed after the test. So, this part is before test, this part is after test, this part is like your connection, this part is your tear down. Okay. Let us execute it. See here this is the test case, right. Establish the connection and close the connection, establish the connection, close the connection. So, for each 3 test cases it happened. One more thing also, let us say here I have one, I will put raise exception. So, basically this third test case will fail. So, we will see whether this print statement is getting executed or not, it will get executed. So, that is the power of this yield keyword, right. So, if the test case is getting failed, still the execution will happen, still the tear down things will happen, right. So, let me show you that. See here the third test case got failed, okay. So, this test case got failed, but see still you see this closed DB connection, because after yield whatever you have given, right, whether test case pass or fail it will get executed. So, the tear down process will happen, okay. So, that will help you to clean up your data basically, okay. So, that is all about your fixture and yield. We will move to the next question. Explain how Python does compile time and runtime code checking. So, we will learn about this question in our next video. Thank you.